Hey guys, okay, so my name is Hilary Griffin and I am a Emerald leader with It Works Global, and I'm super pumped that you're here tonight. So what we're going to be talking about is lifestyle. We're going to be talking about it from the perspective of how you're going to be incorporating this business into your lifestyle and what that looks like sharing it on social media. So if you just joined this company, just joined the business, I want you to let me know in the chat how many like brand newbies we have. You can just say something at any point in time. Now, if you're on your phone, you would scroll over a little bit and you'd be able to see the chat that way. But I'm going to ask you guys a couple times to interact in the chat tonight because I want this to be a conversation. Myself, the way that I learn, I like to talk to people. Sometimes I like to soak it all up, and then other times I like to talk and ask questions so that I can learn more. So there is no dumb questions or anything like that. So go ahead, bring it all this way. So when you join the company, a lot of times people think I have to start posting a certain way and, oh, I've got to go sell. Maybe you even thought, I am not good at sales. How can I go sell products now and actually be good at this? And so I want to address that right now because as a brand ambassador for a company on social media, it's completely different than being a salesperson that's in person, like a car salesperson or a realtor or, something like that. You're working it completely different. If somebody walks onto a car lot, they expect to be told the price. They expect to be told all the things, all the details about a car, all of that. On social media, people want a very relaxed feel. So if you throw up on them, oh, well, here's what the coffee is, and here's what it does, da, 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 here's all the bells and whistles to it. If you talk like that, all of a sudden your friends are like, why are you talking different? This is weird. I got on social media to be like, really like, just be social, connect with people. It's not really my thing to like want to be sold to. Like, no. Now, all of us probably do follow some bloggers, and I want you to take into consideration if you follow bloggers or if you have bought anything because a blogger suggested it, at that moment in time, did you feel like you were being sold to? Like, or were they just sharing, hey, I curled my hair today with this little wand thingy, and did it interest you in buying it because maybe they showed you a tutorial of how to curl your hair with this thing and they're like, hey, swipe up if you want it? Or did you feel like they were like, so this does blah 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 and all the things? I didn't have a ton of sales experience when I got started, but there was a few things that I knew because of my history with just social media marketing, and that's what I want to tell you guys about right now. So we're going to talk about three things, but first of all, I want to ask you guys, what are you selling? And I want you to respond to me. If you can't find the chat or figure it out, just like raise your hand, like wave at me, or get our attention in some way, and I will unmute you. But if you can find the chat, go to the chat and let me know, what are you selling? So like when you join this business, when you join the company, what were you like? What are you selling, everybody? And I'm just waiting. I wish I had some music. Oh, okay. I'm excited. Because what I'm going to tell you guys about, I'm still going to wait. Okay, yeah, for sure. Because here's the thing about results. Not every company out there has a system how we have it. I believe other companies do get results. Like, we can't deny that. They wouldn't exist if they didn't. But something really special about our company is we have a really solid system on how we share results with people. And so I love it. That's probably one of my favorite things about our company. Products, opportunity, inspiration. Health, weight. So health and weight loss products, they're easy to use. Yes. Okay. So I love where this is going, and I'm going to go ahead and like dive in. So mine Now, this is not what I thought at first, okay? This is what I learned after just like a little while of getting into it, getting some coaching and stuff like that, getting on trainings like this is what I learned. So there were a few reasons why I joined the business. So at this point, someone has probably asked you your why. Your leader has probably asked you about why you joined the business, like why you chose to join this company. And so what I'm going to tell you is my why. I talked to Courtney Labby for 3 years about the coffee. And I never wanted to buy it because I was like, "Oh, that's just too expensive. Like, I just can't." Like, I would find every reason in the world to not buy the coffee. And then it was a little bit over a year ago that there was a $49 sign up deal going on. And at that time, I knew if I signed up for the business that I could also get the coffee. So then my interest was a little bit peaked. So a situation for me though was that with the coffee, I knew that it was going to be something to help me because I did want to lose some weight and I was interested because it was coffee and I have an obsession with coffee anyway. So that was one thing. The next thing is that I wanted options when it came to my girls. I wanted the option to pursue other dreams that I had and be able to afford that. Excuse me. I wanted the options to say yes to my girls whenever they asked for some. Excuse me, gosh. Whenever they ask for something, like all those kinds of things. Those are my top two things. The last thing is that I've always seen my social media as a ministry. It was a ministry before I joined the business. So I've always seen it like that. So those are the reasons that I joined. I did not realize after I joined that those were actually going to be the things that I was selling. So, backtracking on what I said, because I want you guys to catch it. I sell lifestyle products that are affordable, I sell options, and I sell hope. So, how I do that is I talk about lifestyle products in a way of every single morning, I'm sharing my coffee on my stories. I'm sharing that, and people who know me, if they watch the other things, so say that day I have a goal of getting 5 story posts up in my stories. Now that day, maybe I talk about the coffee, and I also talk about maybe another bargain that I found on something. Maybe I found another way of doing something. So what I'm trying to say is there's a theme to me where people see like, wow, this must be like an affordable thing because my presence with all the things is that I like a good deal. So if I like a good deal and I'm pretty, like I would say I do like lazy keto, that's where I've been living at for a year, then other people see, oh, I don't have to completely change my life around. And this must be affordable because Hillary's always shared like good deals on things. So that coffee, like I can see myself using that coffee because I don't have to like do a whole lot of other things in order to start changing my lifestyle. So that's that affordable lifestyle product. I also do that with the skincare. Like I share things like that where people see, oh wow, like this is something that I can actually fit into what I'm already doing. I don't bash other companies at all. I have friends in other companies, but here's what I'm going to tell you turned me off about other things. And I'm going to tell you that not in a negative light, but I'm going to tell you this because there are people following you that if you present our products the way that I've seen other companies sell other things, then it may be pushing some people away from what's unique and different about what we offer. So with some other companies out there, you have to buy like a whole kit. Some other companies, their price point is a lot higher than ours. So those are some things that we're able to say, look at this simple mug of coffee. Look at this pretty little red drink right here that's going to like boost my immunity. All those kinds of things. Like, so anyway, so those are some of the things that turned me off about other companies when I was shopping around looking to see which one I wanted to join. I wanted to find something that could fit within what I was already doing in my life. So I sell lifestyle products that are affordable. The next thing that I sell is options. So what I mean by that is when you're a mom and you have to say no to your kids a lot. Or maybe you're not a mom yet, but you had to hear no sometimes. Options is one of the most expensive things that people see. Like there's a lot of value on options. Like, do you have the option to travel? Do you have the option, which right now none of us do, but that will come back. Okay, that will come back. There will be a bounce back, and I want you guys to consider where you're going to be when things bounce back. That's all I'm going to say about that, because it will bounce back. But if you had to hear no, or you have to say no, or maybe you have to say no to yourself about some stuff. Maybe you just want your hair done, but you don't have an option because you don't have extra money. Maybe you want to be able to buy something online that you saw that was an ad on some blogger's thing, but you don't have the option to buy that extra little wand thing, like whatever that is. You share having options, or whatever way you want to say that, an opportunity to change your life. Maybe you got in this because, like, maybe your why was because you wanted to go debt free, or maybe your why was because you wanted to save up for a wedding, or things like that. Or maybe you're having a new baby. I mean, everybody's stories are different. Whatever your why is, that is your opportunity section of what you talk about. That's that options piece. So for me, I wanted the option to say yes. And one of my most special times to me was when the movie Dumbo came out. We went shopping at Target, and for me, that's like about an hour away. So we had to drive out of town. We didn't worry about gas. We stopped and we ate lunch with some friends. We didn't have to worry about that money. And then we went to Target, and there was a brand new Dumbo like toy, and my girls wanted it, and I didn't have to hesitate at all saying yes. That for me is options. That for me is success. That I'm getting out of this what I wanted. And so right, yes, my Target is an hour away. But so now here's the thing. I sign people off of that story because other moms want to get to do that too. So maybe it's just that those little nuggets of things. I sow options by sharing that I now have options. Maybe you haven't gotten paid yet, but you're going to. You're going to, because you have me as your leader, or Morgan as your leader, and we both, like, we're not quitting anytime soon. And I kind of like pat us on the back, like we're pretty good at what we do. Right. Like what? So, okay. Are you asking me, Morgan? Sorry, I can't see your face because it like moved over on me. There we go. Are you asking me one more option, or are you asking everybody else? Sorry. Hold on, I'm gonna keep talking. What? Hold on. There we go. Okay. Oh yes. Okay. Add to the comments. What is an option you guys want to have? Sorry, that like really threw me off for a second. But what is one option? And I'm gonna talk about that as I go into the next thing, because some people who are currently in your network, some people in your family, like I know spouses sometimes aren't super supportive of this kind of thing, and boyfriends like don't always get it. My husband, like, he has been through like a lot with me, so he's like, you know what, just try it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you got coffee, like you're good. So that was his approach. Not everybody's like that though. So here's the thing. The reason why you have negative people maybe around you or currently in your network that bash this kind of thing is because their belief system blocks them from believing that they could have other options. And they shut out the possibility of something like this being maybe a good thing. And so that's what I'm going to go into the next thing. So I share hope, because I believe if I pour in with no sales agenda to it, if I share hope with other people, if I share my story, I have a story like you guys right now. You may have heard about a few leaders and stuff like that, and you may not think that you have a story, but I'm going to tell you, your story started the day that you were born. It has nothing to do with It Works. It Works just became a part of a chapter of your story, but you have had a story forever. And so a lot of times whenever we're breaking down posting and things like that, what I do when it comes to sharing hope with people is I will share maybe my story that day is going to look like a mom moment that I had, and I get kind of transparent and get real so that other moms can relate to me, because not every mom is a Pinterest mom that's like perfect. Like that's not true. So I share that kind of stuff. I also share that I've been through different mental illnesses, that I went to 3 different mental hospitals, like all the things. I share how God completely changed my life. None of that can be attributed to my business with It Works. But why it's important to share for my business is because there are people out there who don't believe that options are for them. They don't believe that it's in their story that they could ever have options in their life. And so I know as I build people up and I pour truth into them, I share with them things that I've overcame, stuff like that, they start to believe in themselves. They start to see that hope is real. They maybe start figuring out who God says that they are, and they start identifying with that. And those people start being open to the idea of, well, she has been able to buy diapers with that little black and green card that I've seen her post in her story, because I've done that. I've posted a picture where I had diapers in a Walmart basket, and I covered up like the important information on my It Works like pay card or whatever, and had it right there. And I took a picture and I posted it to my stories, and I was like, thanks It Works for picking up this tab. I've done that at Chick-fil-A, and I've done it when I'm getting coffee too. Like, you could do just a simple thing like that. I don't even care if you've gotten paid on that card yet. You could say thanks that this is going to be paying for these things. But anyways, as people, that's something. Okay, so about the card, that is something that will kick in a little bit later, not super later, but it'll be something that you process through during your first 30 days. That'll get explained to you about how we get paid and stuff like that. You don't have to have the card. I like having the card just because I can take a picture with it. But if Morgan's your leader, she'll fill you in on it. Right. Or if I'm your leader, then I'll fill you in. But anyways, with all of that, I like to say, if I can show people that there is a reason to believe in more for themselves, because a lot of times people shut out our opportunity because they don't believe, oh, well, she's over there, like, look at her highlight reel, whatever. They either hate on people like that, or they don't think that that could ever be them. My highlights, though, are completely different than somebody else's highlight. Like, my success, to me, a definition of success looks like I don't have to stress about if I want to do whatever thing. I don't freak out about that. I don't like have sweats whenever I look at our budget. Like, that to me is going to be success. It's not, how many ever commas I have. It's not how many followers I have. None of that stuff defines it for me. But guess what? Success may look different to somebody else, and that's okay. The point, though, is that you see, as you share hope or inspiration or encouragement, like, I know Morgan might talk about this, but something that Morgan does really well is she confronts head on why somebody would worry about joining this business. So what we call those things is objections. So it's like, if someone's like, I would never be good at this isn't for me, this is, whatever things, I really don't think I have anybody to sell to, like, I don't have time, all that stuff. We call it, here's what I call it. I call it an objection that the liar that lives like up here a lot of times, because we all have both. We all have a side of us that speaks negative. And that's what that one is saying. And we're like, okay, you hush, because it's a belief system that maybe you didn't even realize you had, or maybe your followers don't know that they have. But if we can break past that, like Morgan does in her post, she addresses it. She says, like, if you feel like you don't have time, guess what? I didn't think I did either, but I was a full-time student, and I did it anyway. And this is what has happened since then. And then she shares like part of her story in her post. Okay, so I don't want to like drag that part out too long, but I hope, is everybody good? Are y'all tracking with me on what I'm pointing out with these like 3 things that you would pick out? So for me, I had affordable lifestyle products that I'm going to share as if I'm not with a company. I am not selling. I am a blogger styled person. I'm a brand ambassador. I'm an influencer on social media. So I share the products like they do. I don't sell them. I share them. I don't post unless there's a BOGO going on. You don't see me posting anything that sounds like I'm selling something. Like all the time, people will be like, Hilary, what's that stuff you're putting in your coffee? I'm like, it is the coffee. Let me tell you what it did for me. Or let me tell you what it did for my friend. Before I had results, I said, let me tell you what it did for my friend. And I just send the pictures. Pictures speak for themselves. So anyways, so my number one, lifestyle products that are affordable. Number two, options. Number three, hope. So tonight, your homework is to write down 3 separate things that you're going to start posting about. So not every single post is going to sound the same. So here's how I would break down those 3 things. And sorry if this is like a lot of talking and you try to take notes. Remember, this is going to be recorded. And I talk through this part kind of fast because I know a lot of stuff about social media, so I may breeze through it, but just hang with me. Okay. So if I knew, so say whenever we first announced the Skinny Brew coffee. So if I wanted to make a post about a product because I know I need to get LCs in. LCs are loyal customers. Loyal customers are how we get paid because we get paid commissions off of that. We also get paid in 2 other ways. People can buy samples from us, and we can help other people earn or get their customers and everything, and we get bonuses. But the main point is to know your job is to enroll customers and to help other people join your team as a distributor. Okay, so if I know I have a goal that day of enrolling some customers, then I need to share about the products without selling the product because I don't want to come off as that salesy person online all of a sudden. So the way I'm going to talk about it is I'm going to start with a quote or something like that. It could be a funny quote, like on my birthday, I posted, if you guys didn't know, my birthday's this week and my birthstone is a coffee bean. It was like the silliest thing ever, and people loved it. So, okay, so find a quote, like find something that fits your lifestyle. If you're not goofy and stuff, then all of a sudden be like a goofy person. But me, I'm kind of that way. People know. So I can add a quote like that. I didn't come up with that quote. I found it on Pinterest. Okay, so get on Pinterest and look up funny coffee quotes because you guys are going to make a post about coffee tomorrow, okay? So you can look up funny coffee quotes, okay? And then I would go into something where I'm talking about, oh my gosh, this happened. What I call that is a juicy share. I have heard this from other people that I've been coached by. They also call it like a hook of some kind. So what that just means is you have now stopped somebody from scrolling and they're like, what is she going to share? Like, what's she going to talk about? So I'm like, oh my gosh, this just happened, or this happened last night and I couldn't sleep or whatever. And then I would tell some story. For me, if I talk coffee, most of the time I point that back to moms. So say I'm talking about coffee and I'm talking about how tired I am and like all this stuff because of whatever crazy story with my kids. And then I end it. So you have a 3-part, you go quote, share something personal, and then go into saying something along the lines of like, I'm so excited that we just started the sampling program, or I'm so excited that I have 3 spots left to help other moms get this for 40% off. You're selling, but you're more so selling what it's helping you with than saying like, hey, I have this coffee, I have 5 spots available, who wants it for 40% off? You don't want to do that. You want to tell a story with it, and it doesn't have to be super long. It could just be like, I have to do class online. Who else is having to do this with me? I am so mad right now. At least I have my coffee. And you could say something funny about the coffee, like make fun of the situation we're in right now, like be cautious about it, but at the same time, if you know you have a community of people out there who relate to you, like moms who are tired because all their kids are home, or students that are stuck at home too because they're doing school at home. Either way, talk to them. Keep them in mind when you're talking. Right. So the next thing is how I would talk about the opportunity, how I talk about options. I kind of broke that down already, but it'd be the same type of process. It's, for me, I always keep it in like a 3 thing. I always know that I have some hook or some juicy share thing, something encouraging, something funny, something like that that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about in the sense of, oh, she's about to sell me. It's nothing like that. Now, sometimes it's more serious, like maybe where, money got tight on a situation, and I might share about that because I get really transparent on my stuff. So I would just keep a good balance of what sounds like you. If you don't share personal things, don't feel like you have to be an open book all of a sudden just to make sales, because you don't. Some people are really funny on their stuff, and that works for them. Some people are not really funny at all, but they all of a sudden start sharing and start breaking out of their shell a little bit, and people start relating to them more because all of a sudden their content resonates with somebody. The next thing would be sharing something hopeful or sharing something inspiring to people. For that one, I don't add a call to action. So sorry, I didn't say at the end of that one. So you do like a quote, a juicy share, something like that, where you're like, oh my gosh, whatever. And then you go into your story, and then you end it with a call to action. Call to action just means something. If it's a product, then you could say like, if anybody is wanting to try this, or if anybody's wanting to get one of my last spots at a discount, something like that for product. If it's the opportunity, so options, going debt free, whatever the situation is for you, then you would have a call to action that looks like, right now I have 3 VIP spots available on my team. Right now I'm ready to start mentoring 5 different girls to lead them to success along with me. You could, if you're brand new, then you could say, I'm so excited that I just got started with this. Who wants to build their business with me? Or who wants to make $500 a month with me? Like, if you say with me a lot, it doesn't mean that you're talking at them. You're talking to them, and you're trying to communicate like that. So for me, the hope one, I don't add a call to action to those unless it's something where I'm saying like, how can I pray for you? Or, how did your day go today? And it's, what I call those is engagement grabbers. So you're going to share a story or something like that is going to help boost up your engagement, which helps people see the other types of content that you have out as well. So I feel like I talked for a very long time and I was trying not to, but I'm like, this type of topic, there's a lot to it. So if you have any questions about that kind of stuff, add it to the chat. Morgan's going to go over some stuff, and then we'll come back to questions at the end, because she's going to explain even, like, not super deep, but even more in depth kind of about all the things. Yes. There we go.
Okie doke. So I'm going to kind of piggyback off of that, going into having this be easily incorporated into your already lifestyle. Because I think a lot of us, when we get signed up, we're kind of like, okay, all of a sudden I need to shift into business mode, sharing all the time, spammy, all those things. That's definitely not what we're about. We are not QVC. We don't want you to be like that. People want to know you. If you are feeling like you maybe aren't enrolling as much customers or distributors or whatever the case may be, you're probably lacking that connection with your followers. So definitely always incorporating this into your lifestyle and sharing yourself, basically. Like, don't feel like all you have to share now is the business, because I have had people ask me when they join, like, well, should I make a business page? And I say no, but then their personal page basically becomes a business page. And that's not what we want you to do. We want people to know you first. Like, your Instagram, what is at the very top under your profile picture? Your name. Be you. It doesn't say it works. We already have a corporate page for that. It doesn't say buy my stuff. It says your name. People want to get to know you. So this is something that is really supposed to mesh easily with your life. If you already share a bunch of stuff on your stories about recipes, don't stop sharing that. Keep doing that. Just incorporate some of our products and the opportunity and make it an easy mesh. If you love sharing quotes and inspiring people, don't stop sharing that. Keep sharing that and just incorporate things. So this is supposed to be something that, again, is just supposed to blend in, not override yourself, because that is a very quick way to lose your identity in this. And we definitely don't want that to happen. We are all different. We come from different backgrounds, growing up, lifestyle, different times of our life that we're in. Do not lose yourself in this business. If you feel like at any point that can be happening, we need to talk, because it's not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be you, be authentic, be yourself all the time. So with that being said, don't feel like all of a sudden when you get in this that you have to be a master at everything. That is why, exactly. Do not feel like you have to be a master right away. I know sometimes we can share a lot and you're kind of like, whoa, I still feel like I'm not getting this, or I still feel like I'm lacking in this area, or maybe, I don't really know what this means, things like that. That's okay. When you started first grade, did you feel like you were understanding things right away and you knew how to read certain words? You didn't. It was new. You're kind of like, I don't know this stuff. I'm reading and I'm reading and I'm still not understanding things. But did you quit first grade and say school's not for me? No, you kept going. You kept learning. This business is a learning process and we're constantly learning. I don't know everything. Hilary doesn't know everything. The top leaders in this company don't know everything. We are always learning. So if you will just be here and stick it out and learn with us, you can be successful. That's really all it is. Because you're probably never going to know, you're probably never going to be at that point to where you know everything. You won't, because things evolve, things change, and you have to go with the flow. Look at what's going on right now. This is different. We've had this opportunity work from home, and now it's to another level because all of us are home and all of us are on social media. So, just having that mindset and taking those baby steps. Again, don't feel like when you're watching videos or coming on these trainings or learning things that all of a sudden you have to apply everything and it just overwhelm you. Take baby steps. If you're not used to posting on your feed all the time, post every couple days. Then you'll get to every other day. Then maybe you'll get to every day, things like that. So little baby steps will lead to big steps and big growth. So don't feel overwhelmed with any of this. Again, it's supposed to mesh into your lifestyle very, very easy. Why do we say that as well? Because you will not connect to anyone and will not grow your team if people feel like they cannot incorporate this into their lifestyle. So if you feel like also you're maybe struggling on growing team members, how are you presenting the opportunity? That it's difficult, that you can't duplicate it, that people can't replicate, that it's hard, that it's time consuming. Now, are we putting that out there? Absolutely not. None of us have blatantly said that because it's not true, even if you did. But how you present the opportunity is how you will get people in. If you take a photo of going through a car wash and you sign a customer and say, I'm going through a car wash with crazy kids in the back yelling and screaming and just help Susie get our triple threat, you're going to have Becky down the road saying, I'm in a car wash, I got crazy kids in the back, and I could have been making money this whole time. How do you portray it? Or are you like, I got to sit at my computer all day and I got a million things going on and I have life and there's laundry and there's kids and there's dishes and there's this and this and nothing's going. Well, then no one's going to join you because they feel like, what is one more thing that I can put on my plate? I don't have time for that. That is not for me. I can't do it. I love more than anything sitting in class waiting for my professor to start, or even when they were speaking because I didn't pay attention. But sitting there and saying, I'm sitting here waiting for my professor to start, but I'm talking to 3 people about joining my team, also being in college. That's so simple. It's not a fancy graphic. It's not like you're going to, it's not something crazy, but it's very, very simple that people can relate to, so things like that too. Yes. Do we have pretty graphics that I like to put in there in between? Yes, that is just how I am. If you don't like that, don't do it. That's another blessing with this. You don't have to be like everyone else. But people relate with certain bits and pieces. So if you are signing someone or even talking to people, share that. If you're doing that while you're at work, at home, laying in bed watching Netflix, walking your dog, laying by the pool, eating dinner, making your coffee, share that, because things like that are so simple to people. Like, well, I drink coffee, well, I make dinner, well, I walk my dog, well, I lay by the pool, well, I'm running errands, well, I'm in school. Someone's going to relate to that. So share that with people. Those are such simple things that you can share with people that like are just kind of common sense. You know, you don't really have to think hard about it. So I don't know, I got off like in a little tangent right there. But again, just making it as simple as possible will really help on not feeling like you have to learn all these tips and tricks and things, because honestly, there's no secret sauce. There's absolutely no tip that a top leader is holding from us saying, I can't give that to them because I can't let them be more successful. There's no secret sauce. If you're finding it, it's not going to be there. There's everything I do every single day, y'all know. And if I incorporate something different coming along, y'all are going to be the first to know. Because if it works for me, it's probably going to work for you. So like, why wouldn't I share that? You know, like, we're here to help people. So we need to help people. Where was I going with that? So it being a secret sauce, we have what we need to do to be successful. So one, you should be doing the things that you should be doing, like your daily list. If you feel like you need more results, you do the list again. It's not like, well, I'm doing this, but it's not working. No, you probably just need to do more of it, because like I said, there's nothing that we're holding back from you. It's just simply doing more of it. If you want more people to respond to you, send out more messages. If you want more people to follow you back, follow more people. If you want more people to view your story, post more on your story. If you want to grow your mind, listen to self-development. If you want to learn more about a certain topic, ask me or go on YouTube or find a training video on it. Like, it's very common sense. And I think sometimes we overthink it, of like, what is that one thing that sets me apart from everyone else that can make me be successful? Yourself, and you just doing the work. That's it. You are your superpower. That is what sets you apart. That is what helps you be successful. And it's up to you. I've given you the car and I've given you the keys. Are you going to drive it, and where are you going? That's it. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do with the car? You going to take out the keys and leave it parked and go try to find some magic car to get you somewhere? You just got to do more of the things. So with that, incorporating it in your daily life, posting on your stories. That, I'm looking at my notes so I don't keep rambling. Posting on your stories. Again, keep posting what you normally post. And if you don't find, well, I really didn't even post in the first place before I joined this business. Like, what do I even do? Find a few things that interest you. Find like 3 or 4 things that you really like and share them on your stories. Also, too, people are nosy. We live in a nosy society. People want to know what you're watching, what are you cooking, what your dog looks like, when you go to the bathroom, like all these crazy things. People just want to know what's going on. Like, honestly, we're all home right now. So all we have right now is to know what everyone else is doing. So share what you're doing. If you're laying in bed watching TV, take a cute little boomerang, post it, and say, chilling. I don't know. Like, it's so simple. You don't have to act like you're on the beach every day, or you shouldn't be on the beach because there's probably the virus somewhere. But don't act like you got to be doing all this like elaborate stuff to be popular, okay? Popular doesn't make you money. Followers don't make you money. Likes don't make you money. Helping people makes you money. So, Hilary's typing something. Exactly. So stop with thinking like, I gotta, be, putting all this elaborate stuff out and I gotta get the most of everything. It doesn't make you money. Like, no, you gotta help people. You gotta have those conversations, but you have to be sharing also. So don't overcomplicate it, like I was saying, because too, if you overcomplicate it, people are gonna look at that and say, I can't do that. And they could be so stinking interested in the opportunity or the products or whatever. And if they feel like they can't duplicate it, they're not going to join. That is one of the number one things that will get people every time to join your team. And I'm especially pushing the opportunity right now just because of everything that's going on. But that is one thing that will hold people back, is that I can't do what you do. That's it. Exactly. Yeah. Likes don't mean anything. But people have to feel like they can duplicate what you can do. And that is, if you want a secret sauce, there's your secret sauce. That is your superpower. If they can feel like they can relate to you and duplicate what you do and make it that simple, game's over. You will go to the top of this company like that, and you will be unstoppable. But you have to put in the work. You have to be personable, and show that it's duplicatable. So I want you to put in the chat, because this is going to kind of go into my next thing. What was the deciding factor of why you joined? Was it something specific? Did something change in your life? You're like, dang, I really need this right now. Was it because, dang, I finally feel like I can maybe do this? What was like that kind of clicking point? Or maybe you were just like, what the heck? I ain't got nothing to lose anyways. I might as well try. Did you find out some news that you suddenly needed this business? You know? So I'm going to kind of wait on that, because that's going to kind of go into my next thing. But while y'all are typing in that, so also implementing this with your life. So following and unfollowing, those are mindless things. You need to be doing those when you are cooking dinner, when you are watching TV. TV is like kind of my guilty pleasure thing. So that's when I follow and unfollow, because I don't really have to think about it. Do not sit down to do your daily list and say, I need to sit here for 20 minutes and follow and follow. Stop. Follow and unfollow is when you're at a stoplight, when you're making dinner, when you're making your coffee, when you're waiting for your dog to go outside, when you're waiting for your bath to fill up. That is when you unfollow and follow. That is when you do that. Okay. But it's not opportunities having like a good time. Yes, exactly. A good time to make extra money. So I'll keep commenting in there so I can kind of go into the next thing. But messaging and things like that. So I kind of split those up throughout the day, so don't feel like you have to sit down in like one segment of like just messaging, because you'll probably get blocked if you do that anyway. Same thing with like following and unfollowing. If you are new and just kind of getting into being consistent, or you've been around for a while and you haven't been consistent and you're just now jumping in to be consistent, you probably will get blocked a few times, because it's not like Instagram, hates you. It's because the technology of it, if you're not active on there and then suddenly you're doing these things consistently, it's going to kind of throw a red flag at first of like, what's all this activity going on? But the more consistent you are, you're not going to get blocked. I rarely get blocked unless I'm just doing things like super fast. I'm like, Morgan, chill out. But I rarely get blocked now, and I can do things like in mass bunches versus like smaller. But the key to that is that you just have to start being consistent. You can't like be really good and then stop for a few days, and then be really good and then stop a few days, because that's when you're going to continuously get blocked, and it's going to be annoying. You're like, well, I can't grow. I have no one to message because I keep getting blocked. Well, are you being consistent when you aren't blocked? Because then you'll kind of get over that hump. So timing was good. Saw an opportunity to not miss so much of my daughter's life anymore and work from home and use a product that will help me keep up with her. Yes. You kept following up with me, and I was just about to go back to school and didn't want to get a second job. And I thought, what do I have to lose? Yes. So again, like Jessica said, you have to follow up. Okay. Do not feel like you're annoying. Maybe some people will think you're annoying, whatever. Like, I'm making money anyways, but you have to follow up with people. Let them know. So, those things right there are a life post saying that I had no idea what I was really getting myself into, but I saw an opportunity and I wanted to make some extra money. Who's out there that didn't even know this existed just to make some extra money? That's a life post. Timing is good. You can say, you know what? Timing, comes and goes. Sometimes it feels like a right time. Sometimes it doesn't. But now is such a perfect time, especially right now with what's going on. Like, do not think right now that people don't have money, like either to join or buy products, as I signed 2 distributors today. People need this opportunity, and people do have money. Yes, some people don't want to spend and they're worried and things are getting tight and it's rough. That is completely understandable. There's a lot of people out there that are doing that, but some people aren't. So do not make that decision for people that, well, because of what's going on, everyone is now broke and no one wants to spend money. Because there are people that would be able to spend money. So that's just like a little side note thing. Saw an opportunity to spend more time with my daughter. That's a life post saying, I got started doing this because I wanted more time with my daughter. I didn't want to miss those moments and I wanted to make some extra money. And, keeping up with a kid is hard work and exhausting. So I wanted to have some good, healthy products to help me keep going. That's a life post. It's not join my team for $99 and you'll make this, and this, and drop a comment below. That's annoying. Don't do that. That will not get anyone anywhere. People, like I was saying earlier with products, if you can make people feel something, that is when they will become interested. They do not want to be talked at. They want to feel something so they can feel that with you. And then like Jessica said, kept following up with me and I was about to go back to school and didn't want to get a second job. That's a life post. Share that you know what, I was about to go back to school and God forbid I was not about to get a second job. And so this was the best bet because it's all from my phone and I could focus on school and do what I needed to do and still make money to get by. Yes, that's also good too. That was kind of where I was going with that question at first, and then I didn't say it correctly. But yes, same thing. Like, what is one thing? Like, those could be one life post. This could be another. What post did you see that got you interested? Was it a post? Was it a story? Was it hearing your roller story? Was it a certain opportunity? Okay, so host a post. So send out host a post. If host a post work for you, it's gonna work for someone else. But by sharing like why you joined as well, or like what made you make that decision, there's someone else that's going to have that same exact story, that's going to be in your same shoes right now. So if you don't share that, you're doing a disservice to them. So I'm going to kind of wrap this up because we got about like 6 minutes and stuff, but what was the other things I was going to say? But yeah, basically make this as simple as it is, because it is super simple. This is like the most simplest, if that's a word, thing you can do. Is it a hard work? Yes. But it's the most simple hard work. So why not, Excuse me. But ultimately, be you. You are the best selling thing that you got. So be you, be authentic, share what you're comfortable sharing. If you want to be vulnerable, can. If there are certain things that you're not comfortable sharing, don't share them. That's okay. It's not going to stop you from anything. But again, be yourself, be relatable, share how literally anyone can do this. Like, I don't put anyone to a mold of like, well, I got to find someone like me. No, because there's only a few people that have like something very similar to me. Like, this is open to anyone. Anyone can do this, but not everyone is going to. Because like I said, it is work. And some people don't want to do that. Some people need that discipline of a 9 to 5, and they're okay with that. And that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with people loving corporate America. That is great. But with this opportunity, be yourself. Do not feel like you have to be any type of mold. When you're following other people in our company, find them for inspiration, but do not get so caught up of like, I need to be them, or I need to be like them, or I need to do everything like them to be successful. No, take bits and pieces, what you like, what you can incorporate, and still make it you, because it is that simple. And that's what people like. People will know if you're being authentic or not, or you're copying someone else. So, and that's a big thing too on getting people interested. If they're like, okay, well, I see all your stuff, but like when we talk, you don't even match up with things. Like, people can sense that. So anyways, I will let Hilary wrap it up. But yes, do not forget that the family call is right after this on Mark Pentecost page. I'll put his name in the chat and stuff, but I will pass it to Hilary.
Okay, I had to unmute myself. I was like, I'm muted still. So I hope you guys, like, do y'all have any more questions or anything? How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? Right. And just think about that. So, really quick, like, that's something that Morgan and I were just talking about earlier. We were talking about how, oh wait, or sorry, hold on. I'm like, I'm trying to read, but hold on, I'll wait. Or if you're talking to me, yes, okay, yes, sorry, but something about how you watched for a while, you watched Morgan for a while. So that's something that we actually just talked about earlier. We were talking about how people can inspire you, but don't allow it to don't allow comparison to set in. So what I would encourage you to do is follow your leader. If you were like, okay, I'm watching her and it finally, like something finally clicked. Well, you obviously were following her for a while because you were into something that she was talking about. Um, right. So it's like, okay, so if those things is where your leader, your enroller, if they were consistent in their story, if they were consistent in their posting, take note of that. Take note of that until you learn how to do it in your way. See that stuff and say, okay, obviously, like it may not be very you right now to work the business on like Morgan's level or on my level or something like that. But what better time to start now with creating those good habits of getting going and doing the things in a way where you want to go, like where you want to be at. So like for me, I only follow people that inspire me because I'm saying like, okay, this girl, like she's been able to overcome whatever, and like look at how she's doing this stuff. Wow, like I can do that too. And so because of that, then I get inspiration from them or whatever. So if Morgan is that person because something clicked with you finally and you were like, I'm joining, I'm doing this, then now what you're going to do is you're going to take note of why you joined your enroller, and then you're going to say, now how can I make that mine? How can I show up in a consistent way like that? Because somebody who will resonate with you is waiting on you to just get consistent at whatever that thing is. So maybe you haven't been on your stories consistently yet. Pick that today to say you're going to start being consistent in that and you're going to start showing up. Maybe it's in your posting. You haven't put a ton of effort into your captions. So maybe they don't sound like you. Start tweaking them a little bit to start sounding like more of your story, more of your own words. So that's just like the little nugget that I wanted to share based off of like what was in the chat. I'm going to pray over us really quick and then we're going to get off of here so you guys can get on the family call. They always start it a little bit late. So if you get on there and it's not started yet, don't think that you've missed it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pray really quick. Lord, I just thank you for tonight, God. I thank you for the leaders that are here. Lord, I believe that every single lady on this call is a leader, that she has an identity that can only be found in who you say that she is. So any naysayers, any negative Nancy's, any of those people around them, Lord, I ask that you would just close their mouths, that you would have nothing but positive, life-giving words coming to them from this business, from their families, from their relationships. Lord, I ask that you would protect them and their household from the virus and the other things that are going on because of the virus. God, I ask that you would bring a supernatural provision into their home, that maybe they're freaking out, maybe they're stressing and they didn't want to say anything about it, but things are getting kind of tight. Lord, I ask that you would just meet them in a miraculous way, that you would show them that saying yes to this business was a yes, not only for the business, but it was a yes on faith, that you would be showing up in their lives and providing from this creative outlet. So God, I just ask that you would use it, that you would bring the right people to their teams, and that you would bring the right customers their way, people that they can truly serve and help and give all the glory back to you. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so thank you guys, and we will see you. Oh, yeah. Sorry. almost didn't do it. Okay, boomerang. So if you can turn on your camera, that would be awesome. Oh, wait, I'm going to stop recording too. Hold on. I'm going to stop recording, but I'm still on.